show is about to begin. Enjoy.
Michael O'Grady e i creativi.
But and then the other thing too is a lot of people probably don't know, and I didn't know this about you for the longest time, is that you do a lot of behind the scenes shit.
Yes.
A lot of placement.
Actually, yeah.
You record a lot of music.
It's been a while. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff and in my studio and all the
Right.
the fun, like creating, like composing and stuff.
Well, yeah, for people who don't know, what
do I do?
what do you do with that?
Okay. Yeah.
And like where would they hear your music?
If they watch TV,
Yeah.
it's a lot of like it's been placed in a lot of TV shows, trailer commercials, and bunch of like on Netflix too, Netflix shows.
Like
and
what are
stuff.
some of the networks? Or some of the shows, I mean.
CBS. Okay, let me think. So the main one, let's say the one that people probably will recognize more, it's the Gordon Ramsay show.
Oh, Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah, especially 24 Hours of Hell and Back.
Oh, okay.
And a few more of his shows. He has many. I don't even. Sometimes I'm like, oh, cool. I did the music for that. Part of the music, of course, because we are a group of composers. It's not only me. But,
right.
And then I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, I wonder if there is some of my music in the other show that they didn't mention back then when I was recording or like composing, doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I check the other TV show and I hear my music there. I'm like, oh, cool. It's there
it is.
too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, I guess it's there
And
too.
you can pick it out of a needle of a haystack if you hear your song that you wrote.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like when you write that stuff,
Yeah.
are you writing because they come to you and they say, hey, we need something that sounds like...
Pretty much, yeah. They give me references.
How does that go?
So they give me references, like the main, let's say how would you like let's say the main guy in the team that is coordinating the whole thing.
Right.
He sends me an email and stuff. It's like, okay, we got this TV show going. It's gonna air like in a month or something. So in about 2 weeks or less or whatever, or maybe sometimes like, oh, we have few days only. We need this amount of music on this genre. So they tell me, okay, they send me references and stuff. And
what are some of the references?
lots of, like modern rock, indie stuff, like swag rock. That's like
Is that the description?
genre.
That's the adjective they give you?
Exactly.
Swag rock.
Swag rock. Yeah.
Now, what do you... And they go...
big claps and stuff, and they send me like a playlist made of Spotify or something.
Oh, of
and
like,
they like
specific,
sound alike. Yeah.
specific bands.
Yeah.
Sound like...
Yeah. Like, they can be... Oh, man. I don't even know now. Like, because they get
Would it
so
be like...
many.
I mean, I picture... my go-to is the Black Keys.
Yeah. There we go. Black Keys and...
Party rock.
Yeah.
Well, it's like blues...
Yeah.
Exactly.
There we go.
I think beer commercials use that a lot.
That kind of stuff, yes.
Because they can't do the actual song.
No.
Because it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But isn't that kind of how the Black Keys got a lot of their stuff placed
I
at
guess,
first?
right?
They weren't that popular. So like a commercial or a TV show, like I hear a lot of shows from like the early 2000s and I go, oh, that's Black Keys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Kings of Leon. Like before they were like...
Absolutely.
Like ridiculously famous.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, now we need something that sounds like that.
Yeah.
And you go,
exactly.
oh, I know what to do with that. I know how to play
much,
that and give it that vibe and that tone and everything.
That's an example. Like that's one of the genre. And
right.
Of course, there are many more classical, more like emotional. There's this band that I didn't know before, Explosions in the Sky. I don't know if you're...
Yeah. Huge 10-minute instrumentals.
That's it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the one.
We'll take it.
Exactly. That kind of stuff, and
Yeah. That's like, so you'll get a...
You too, it's always like a go-to, especially for guitar stuff.
Right.
It's always like, oh, think of that and that kind of stuff.
Give us this kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
But do they send you the scenes?
Sometimes without the music.
Right.
Sometimes we can just check it out briefly. Mm-hmm. They don't really share much of what's going on because
it's just super vague.
They cannot trust the composers, and once they get it,
right.
they know how to put it together and do their cut and stuff.
Yeah.
So a bunch of the songs, they're like in the middle of the song. There is like I always use like a little right before the chorus, pop, 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 and everything breaks for like a half bar or something.
And that's what they use.
Right, just that break.
They cut your...
Exactly. So they use the little break with no music. That's it.
No shit.
So,
but you have no idea that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
do you have any kind of intuition to?
Yeah, it's kind of like a rule. Like as a composer, you kind of know that kind of stuff, that it's easy to edit. If they want to just
Right.
wait a little, oh, let me cut that and just move it around or whatever.
So
I
you
they
think
do-
like that when you write something?
Absolutely. You always have to think, like, imagine like a scene or something,
Right.
get into a vibe. And
You're not just doing, I want it to be like this. You're
No.
thinking, I'm having
Yeah.
the song build up,
yeah,
and you hit that crescendo, that big
Yeah.
point where you go, I needed the song to stop for a
Pretty
split
much.
second,
exactly.
Like
and I
a-
just put it in there.
like a
so it's
beater,
like, yeah,
a beat or two,
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
and
a
then you
bar
kick
too.
back in. Oh, a bar.
Yeah. Yeah,
So they
let's
go,
say.
oh, we
Yeah.
have something to work with.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever have anybody like, do they come with you with like, okay, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again.
They
Do you
might
have-
like ask for revisions. Oh, you know what? Let me like a little like mix tip thing, like just lower guitars or maybe make the snare sound bigger. Add
Real-
claps, like bigger claps, just little things. But you know, with time,
yeah.
I kind of learned what people like and what it's usable kind of thing.
And
what
this
they
isn't
use,
like
yeah.
collaborating with somebody.
It's hard to actually collaborate on that.
Right.
Because if you think about it, you have to have everything kind of ready to go, and you have to have the knowledge of the drums, the bass, like everything. Of course, we all have to kind of know
Right.
what's going on, keys, parts, and
Yeah.
stuff, and and little production tips too.
right.
Like big risers or like
So yeah, because like,
break and all that. fun.
but you're not sitting down with somebody and
No.
they're going, "Hey, I want this, I want that."
No.
You're basing this off of like a quick email note,
Exactly.
and you have to kind of go, "I know how TV works. I know how film works.
Exactly.
I can imagine they want it to do
Yeah.
this for whatever reason." You give them that option.
And as everything else, you kind of, the more you do, the more you learn, and you already know what to do. So when they tell me, okay, this kind of show is going to be with this vibe, we need this kind of stuff.
Right.
Sometimes I don't even, not that I don't really listen to the references, but I kind of get right away. I'm at a point, woohoo,
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Because you're.
But
yeah, yeah.
know,
Well, that's the thing about being a
It's- yeah.
musician. Like,
we kind of get,
you kind of have to. Yeah, you have to develop and understand. I remember.
Mhm.
I started learning that in the studio, and I was working with a band, and we're in the recording thing, and I'm playing something,
Yeah.
and I remember the manager was like, "That sounds a little too," like I think I remember he said like "yeehaw country," you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I'm like a
They
rock
can
and
say a color sometimes.
yeah.
So it sounds too brown. or
right,
like,
yeah.
sounds too
That's a.
yellow
It
or whatever.
sounds too brown. I need like orange velvet
Yeah,
crush, and you're like, "What the
exactly.
fuck does that mean?"
And some green in there. I'm like, oh.
They're like, imagine if Polka and Prince had a baby, and you're
Right.
like, okay, I think I get what you mean. Like that's a little,
Sometimes that.
Yeah.
It happens.
that's a little weird, yeah. But how long have you been doing that?
It's been over 3 years, almost 4, I guess.
No shit.
2000s. Yeah, 3-4 years. Yeah.
And
And it's funny the way it happened.
Really?
I've always, compose, arrange, like do it all my
Writing.
composition stuff, writing, as many people do, many musicians. But I've always tried to take it very serious, like very with mixing properly and try to make
because
it
this is
sounds
part of
go.
your job.
Yes, everything. It's
Yeah, this is how you make a
the
living.
whole
This
package.
is how you
Yeah.
put.
Let's say my. Well, I don't want to say part time anymore because it became such a main thing. The live stuff.
That took a
and,
back seat. Corona.
so
I
let's
was
say-
gonna. That's what I was. We were talking about this before. We were talking about this
Yeah.
the other day. Because I teach on the side.
Yeah.
So thank God for that.
That's great.
And you've been doing this.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
My
This
God.
is like your main
Yeah.
income now.
Yeah.
Have you been doing this a lot
Mhm.
more because of Corona?
Well, let's say that I've been focusing more because I have more time to do it.
Right.
And of course, every time there is more like, hey, can you do that? Oh yeah. Sometimes back in the days. And the
Just a few months ago.
right.
Do you guys remember
2-3
when,
months ago
yeah, when life
we
was
used to
great?
yeah, exactly.
Dude, the
Everyone used
first
to
week
gig.
on Facebook and Instagram, musicians were posting, "Oh my God, I haven't been on stage in a
Yeah.
week. God, my God,
I
that's
tried, yeah.
over the top. You don't even know."
I know. I tried to avoid that because, of course, we all in the same
We're all
It's
the-
for
yeah.
everyone. It's not only for musicians. It's for so many.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but now this is your main source.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, who knows? Maybe this is gonna pick up, and boom, I get a bunch of emails. Oh, guys, blah blah blah. We're gonna be needing music for this and that, and
yeah.
like, okay, well,
So
I yeah.
yeah, so like you mentioned, what, Hell's Kitchen,
Hell's
or,
Kitchen,
or Hell and Back. What are
there's
some of the
another
other shows that do they
Undercover Boss? That's
Undercover
another, I
Boss?
don't know if you
Well,
heard. And
yeah, I've
then-
heard of that. Yeah,
dude.
is that that's a cooking show, right?
no?
Or it's just
well,
a no.
I think-
It's a business show, or
Right.
like somebody. I remember. I think I saw this. Like some guy. Like it could be. Excuse me.
yeah,
It can be like a restaurant, and he comes
Exactly.
in.
like
going-
it's like a celebrity
customer-
or someone,
I
like
don't know if
someone
it's a
kind of
ce-
famous.
I don't know if it's a celebrity.
Yeah, it's called actually Celebrity Undercover Boss. One of the
Oh.
latest.
So that's one of the songs.
Yeah.
You get like an email going, "Hey, we put your shit in this."
Yeah, I know. Like I already know that they're gonna use it for that kind of show,
Oh,
but I
you're
don't
right.
know how many times and like where in the episodes.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And then once I get royalties, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and then I get my statement with all the placements,
Right, and that's pretty cool.
and it's kind of fun.
And then you could put that on your resume.
right,
Kind
yeah.
of the type of deal.
It's like exactly. And sometimes you don't even know where if that song was made for that show or like it was gonna they were gonna use it for a specific show.
right.
And then it gets placed to a trailer or I don't know a movie or
Any movies? You get any movies yet?
I did actually. My first scoring thing was a movie. Yeah, back in 2015.
No
was it
shit.
2014? Yeah, 2015.
What movie?
It was an Amazon movie. It's called "So You Want to Be a Gangster." It's this I know. This I think it was this young Mexican director. And
You said that so condescending, though.
I know. I
Like, you're
thought
like-
about it first. So you want to be?
Well,
I
but
should
you
have
said it like a parent said it to a kid. We're like, so you want to be a gangster?
Because I should have put more serious. So you want to be
So
a gangster?
you want to be a gangster? Oh, that's too fucking
Yeah.
funny. That cracks me.
And that
up.
was like really fun actually. And
It's a movie. We're already off the rails here,
there we
folks.
go. There we go.
20
We're getting
minutes
drunk
in.
on water. And
Drunk
stuff.
on water, yeah, exactly. So your song gets placed in a movie.
Oh, that was the whole score. The whole movie.
You scored the whole.
Movie. Bam. Yeah.
Whoa! All right. So if anybody wants to check out, so you want to be a gangster.
Gangster.
Who's in it? Anybody in it?
Oh, I don't.
Obviously actors, but
Anybody
we know? Or did you watch it? Did you ever watch it?
I did. Yeah.
You
I did
watched
watch
it.
it without the music with the director.
Oh no! Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't
that
know
was
this.
that was the very first. Yeah, it came to my place with the guy that referred me.
Mhm.
What was the photography assistant or something like that?
DP.
DP,
Director of
one
photography?
yeah,
It's
exactly.
probably him. Yeah.
That's that guy.
He's a very important person.
Exactly.
The
So they
DP
came
is.
to my place and like, hey, like, oh, I heard you do music and blah blah blah.
Right.
And then the blah blah. I like to say blah 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 because
Blah, blah, blah. That's
just to
how it
cut it
goes.
short. And yeah, and I showed a bunch of music that I've produced and
And
just
they were like,
composed.
"We want to hire you."
And it's like, I remember like going through my little list back then. I had like a 20 songs kind of thing ready to show. Like, oh, check this out. I did this and this and this. And the third song is like, hold on, this.
Yeah.
I like this. And then they said something to each other. But they were talking Spanish. And I kind of picked up a little. I'm like, this is going somewhere.
No shit.
And yeah, because they're from Mexico, right?
Right.
And they, they're like, well, do you have time right now? I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah. You want to watch the movie? Because I think you're going to score it. You're going to do music for it. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting there watching this movie.
The whole movie, almost 2 hours.
With no
long.
music.
No music, just dialogue.
Jesus Christ. How bad is that?
It's
How
very
awkward is it?
interesting. It's very awkward.
You don't notice it
It
until
is
it's gone,
no.
kind of?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.